A Union Pacific train snakes through the quiet Iowa countryside, hauling millions of gallons of highly flammable ethanol. For the crew, it's just another routine journey until, in an instant, everything changes. A fire erupts, consuming the train in a violent inferno. The cause lies in a series of overlooked warnings, neglected maintenance, and regulatory lapses that culminated in disaster. Examining the events leading up to the derailment reveals a pattern of preventable failures that ultimately led to one of Iowa's most devastating train accidents. It was March 9th, 2017, and the crew of Union Pacific train UEGKOT-09 had just taken control of their massive 98-car ethanol train. They had 3 locomotives leading the way, 2 buffer cars, and nearly 3 million gallons of highly flammable ethanol in tow. Their destination was just another stop on the vast rail network that crisscrosses the American Midwest. Everything was routine, until it wasn't. At exactly 12:50 AM, near milepost 56.8, just as the train crossed a small timber bridge over Jack Creek, the routine was violently interrupted. Without warning, the train lurched forward as an automatic emergency brake application kicked in. A bright flash lit up the night sky behind them. The engineer and conductor turned in their seats to witness the horrifying sight, flames shooting into the air as several tank cars derailed, some rupturing on impact, spilling thousands of gallons of ethanol onto the tracks. A firestorm ignited almost instantly. The crew quickly radioed emergency responders, reporting the derailment and fire. Knowing the hazardous nature of their cargo, they promptly retrieved the train consist, which contained details about the tank cars and the ethanol inside. Realizing they needed to act fast, the engineer and conductor moved the first 20 cars approximately a mile away from the inferno to prevent further escalation. They then utilized the rear locomotive to pull back cars 48 through 100, distancing them from the site to mitigate further damage and potential explosions. In total, 20 of the train's tank cars derailed, 14 of which were breached, spilling over 322,000 gallons of ethanol. The fire burned for more than 36 hours, sending thick plumes of smoke into the sky. 3 nearby homes were evacuated as flames consumed the wooden bridge and surrounding brush. Miraculously, no one was injured, but the wreckage left behind was staggering. 400 feet of track and the entire 152-foot bridge were destroyed, and yet this catastrophe was no mystery. It was avoidable. As investigators arrived on scene, they quickly honed in on the most probable cause: a broken rail. The section of track leading to the bridge was found to be in poor condition, with old, worn-out 90-pound rail, some pieces dating back to the 1920s. The National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, determined that Union Pacific's track maintenance and inspection program had failed to detect a major defect. Union Pacific had known about track deficiencies in the area for years. FRA inspectors had repeatedly flagged the poor condition of ties and fasteners along this stretch of track. Even more concerning was the continued use of DOT 111 tank cars for transporting flammable ethanol. These tank cars had been linked to multiple fiery derailments over the years, and regulators had already begun phasing them out in favour of the more robust DOT 117 models. Yet on this night, they were still in service, and their catastrophic failure only underscored the urgency of the issue. In the wake of the disaster, Union Pacific faced intense scrutiny. The NTSB issued new safety recommendations, urging stricter track inspections, improved bridge maintenance, and an accelerated transition to safer tank cars. But the biggest lesson was a simple one: preventive maintenance matters. A single broken rail, one that could have been caught by better inspections, cost millions of dollars in damages and put lives at risk, and it wouldn't be the last derailment of its kind. The derailment of Union Pacific train UEGKOT-09 was yet another example of how small lapses in oversight can lead to disastrous consequences. If you found this video interesting, make sure to subscribe for more stories of real-world transportation disasters. And let us know in the comments, what do you think should have been done differently to prevent this accident? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.